Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Welcome.
Thank
It's
you.
funny because I was like, Scott's like, have we had? I said, no, I don't think we ever got to do it. And so it was like today writing, what are we going to ask? And I'm like, oh, it's your first show, so we can talk about anything. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. I'm so excited.
I said to you before we went live, I had a panic moment when I saw you posting today because you're overseas and we're interrupting your holiday. And I'm like, but you're back, you're home. And
I am back. I wish I was still over there with this Melbourne weather. I tell you what, it was nice over there, nice and warm, and now it's freezing down here. So
yeah, it's so nice to have a break of nice weather though, isn't it? Like,
I know, but I am off to Mackay in the morning, so hopefully it's a little bit warmer than it is here. So.
Yes, I hope so. So you're flying out from Melbourne?
I am flying out from Melbourne, off to Mackay for a few days, and then back here to the cold on Monday.
Yeah. And
I spent 3 weeks working on a nice tan, and then now it's already disappeared, so can't even tell.
Just disappears as soon as you get back to Victoria or Tassie or any of us. How was your holiday? What was a highlight? Tell us the highlights because it looked amazing in those photos.
It was 3 weeks of just soaking up. You know, I haven't had a holiday in a long time, to be honest. It's always either been a working holiday, and this was technically a little bit of a working holiday, but I made the most of the first 3 weeks, and then the last 2 days I was in Rome and I was playing a Sweat and Dust line dance festival, which is like one of Europe's biggest line dancing festivals, and it was something like I've never seen before. There's 1,300 people all in this like massive tent, and just for 3 days line dancing. And I don't know how they did it in boots for 3 days in 34, 36 degrees weather, but I'm sure they were very sore for a little while after. But it was so cool. I was the only live act performing, and I was closing the festival, so it was just incredible. It was really fun.
It almost sounds like our version of Tamworth in hot, heavy weather and boots.
Yes. And there's dust. It was like paddocks around and everything, like full country get up, and it was incredible just seeing everyone had like their same hats on. So it was really bizarre to look at. They were all in like Sweat and Dust logoed black t-shirts and blue jeans and a hat. It was almost robotic. Like it was really funny.
Wow.
But it was really, really cool to see how much of a community that they have over there. So people from all over the world were there. Yeah.
How special. Do you dance? Do you
No.
Dance? No, me either.
No, I would love to. I watch in MVN, I think.
Which is my usual.
Yeah, I struggle to even do that. I've got 2 left feet, but I try. A friend of mine, Tyler Rodriguez, she's really, really good at doing line dancing, and she's tried to teach me numerous times when we've done shows together. And
amazing.
I'm not good.
I'm good at everything she does. She's amazing.
I know. It's not fair. Yeah. It's not fair.
It's a little bit sickening, really. You can see, you can dance. Everything you touch is so good. I haven't had her on the show for ages, actually. We'll have to reach out to her. She absolutely is. Now, we've got you here for 2 things, and the Danni Muster and your song, but can we touch base on your beginnings in music a little bit and how you got into music and why do you do it? Do you still love it as much as when you first started? All those things.
I guess I started from my first memories of playing music was when I was younger. Like just a kid, my mum got me a keyboard for Christmas. I'm sorry, Santa got me a keyboard for Christmas. and I did keyboard lessons for a little while I was in school. And you know, as you do growing up, you fall in and out of love with things, and I stopped doing that. And then it wasn't until I was in my first year of high school, and on the first day they had this assembly where all the school students got into the hall, and there was like a performance, and there was this one girl that was playing electric guitar just by herself, and she was playing, oh gosh, what's the dun 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 dun. And I thought, and she had like dreadlocks, and it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I said, I want to do that. And I tried to get guitar lessons, but the classes were all full. So the next best thing was the saxophone. And so I gave the saxophone a go for a little while, and I wasn't too bad, but I just wasn't interested in it. And it wasn't until the class actually had a spot available, I started guitar in a group class and gave it a crack. And my guitar teacher said to me, look, you're just not really that great. Can you just sing so that the rest of the class can stay in time? And the song was Good Riddance by Green Day. And basically from then I formed a band with one of the girls in that group class, and I haven't looked back since. I've been in a couple other bands since then, and then I grew up listening to country music. My parents loved country music, loved Johnny Cash and John Denver and all the classics. And I think my first concert was like an Adam Brand concert when I lived in Townsville many years ago. And it was, it just something ignited when I started trying to write music by myself and not in the band, and country music is where it led me. So I've had a few breaks here and there. I had my twins, and before that, my husband actually got sick. He was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma 10 years ago. He's all in remission now, which is amazing. But yes, I've had a few little bumps along the road, but I'm here and I'm giving it a good crack. And
do those bumps help with your writing though? Does it give you more things to think about and different things to write about?
It definitely does, and it puts a lot of things into perspective as well. I'm one of those big believers where you just shouldn't take life for granted, and things happen for a reason. And one of my songs, Long Way Home, especially was inspired by my journey with trying to have my kids. I was told that I wouldn't be able to have kids, and I've always wanted to be a musician. And sometimes in this industry, you can be told, you can't be a successful musician if you've got a family with you. And it's just one of those things where you've got to try and find balance. And I've just always told myself, regardless of the outcome, as long as you're doing what you love, it doesn't really matter. So, And, I'm really, really happy. I'm doing what I love. My kids love what I do as well. And it's really cool to see them find love for music as well. Like, it's just, it gives me little tingles just watching them write their own little songs in their own little worlds. And
so see where their mind is at and what they're thinking.
Exactly. It's really special. So it definitely does help inspire, like the songwriting, definitely.
I can't believe though that you sat there and the teacher said to you, "You're not that good. Can you sing?" One, I can't believe he said that, and two, I don't know that I could have just been told that and sing, like, just to have the confidence.
Imagine telling, like, what would I have been, like 13 or 14?
You're not very good.
You're not very good. You're keeping them out of time. You just sing. And so I mean, it was a blessing in disguise, I guess. I wouldn't have been able to find my voice had he not have told me to stop playing. And I was persistent. I got on YouTube and I taught myself how to play guitar. And it's just, determination.
Exactly. And maybe that whole thing, that telling you you're not good, made you go, "No, I'm going to make this work regardless."
I make sure I tell everybody in every interview when they ask me, "How did you get into singing?" So if he comes across it one day,
he goes, "Well, okay, she wasn't very good. Now look at
teaching, he might think about his words."
Exactly right. There's lots of people popping into the room, but I did see one there. I think it was from Stuart. I think he said that he remembered trying to see you dance at the beer shed with Tyler. It sounds like an interesting story.
I do remember. I think I nearly took somebody out while I was trying to do it. It was a dark room. Okay, it was a dark room. I didn't see them.
Until it was too late.
But I will always give it a go. I know I'm a bad dancer, but if the song's good enough, I'll always get up and give it a crack.
Exactly. You've got to try. You've got to just get up there and enjoy it. But I'm a little bit uncoordinated as well. I saw Kaz before. She was saying she had 3 left feet, and when I'm dancing, I don't know if they're left and right, because when someone says to turn right or left, my brain just goes, "Which way is that?" I don't know why, but it always does it. And I think it's because you're overthinking it. But I'm like, I don't know which way that is right now.
Definitely.
I can't even blame the alcohol because usually I haven't had any. I can't even blame it.
Likewise.
Oh dear. Moving forward to your current times in music, your current Rewind. It's a really great track. Tell us a little bit about this song. I know you were saying earlier that you'd wrote it last year and you've been looking forward to getting it out. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I wrote it last year on a trip to Nashville. My producer lives over there. His name's Noah Needleman. And every time we get together to write songs, magic just happens. And this song, he'd actually started writing it with an artist called Morgan Johnston, who also lives over there. And he got us together and he's like, this is the song I think you're really going to love. And he just had the chorus, and basically I sat there and I listened to it and I thought, this is something that I haven't put out before and I can definitely relate to it, you know. And I think a lot of people can relate to it, because for those who've gone through heartbreak and gone through heartbreak multiple times, it's just one of those songs where, you know, just because you're in a relationship and you love the person doesn't mean that you need to stay with them if it's not good for you and it's not good for your heart. And it's like a line in the song is like, make the break so bad that I can't keep coming back, because, you know, someone will break your heart and it's like, oh, next time will be different. And then you go back again and you're just rewinding back to the same spot and it doesn't really change something. So you're just begging them to just hurt you hard enough that you can't go back again.
Yeah. Yes. Asking them to hurt. It's so backwards, isn't it? It's true. It's what a lot of people do.
Yes. So it's a really special song, and I'm really, really excited to have it out finally, because I've been sitting on it since August last year. So yeah, it's a really special song, and it's a little bit different for me, especially since the last single that I had out with Tori Dark, Trouble, was a real nice party anthem, and now I'm kind of getting into the seasonal change, and yeah, it's time for a heartbreak song.
How have people received it so far? It's probably a little bit early to tell, but, you know, have you had people reaching out about it?
I've had a lot of people in my inbox saying how much they can relate, which is really sad that they can relate to it.
It's good.
But it is also good because, you know, sometimes you need that song to help you through a moment. And I'm so happy to have Rewind be part of people's lives, and for them to be able to relate to it and have it part of their life and in general. So I'm really, really excited. It's a real special song. I'm glad people are enjoying it. I just need some everybody to hear it, get some more playlist love, but it's real early days. So I'm hoping, the song takes off real soon.
And that's something we haven't talked about for a little while, is playlists and the importance of them in the industry. So I guess for those watching the playlist, if you add somebody or a song to your playlist, it actually encourages it to share it to other playlists, and that's how they get listed on the bigger ones, like your Apple playlists and your Spotify ones. So every time you like a song or share it or put it on your playlist, it actually is almost as good as buying the song for people. It really helps the song's life, and it draws the lifespan of that song out for them. And it means more music, because it means people want more the more they hear it. So.
Yeah, exactly right. And it does definitely make all of the difference, you know, when you can get on playlists and things like that, because otherwise it's just, you're hoping for the organic kind of way of it to go by, and it's you know, when you've got a lot of support from other people helping you out, help to get you into the algorithms and things like that, it's it's the beauty of social media.
Really is. And Belle said in her comment, she said, I relate to Trouble that little bit more.
I'm sure she does. I think we all do.
And Stuart has said this, that all of your songs are worth listening to, and he'll always support you. And
thanks,
yes,
Stuart.
Beautiful. There's so many comments coming in. I saw Jan, I saw heaps of people up there. So welcome, everybody. Tell us where you're watching from. I always find it really interesting whereabouts people are, and I love hearing where people are from. With your current release, it's also come up the same time as all the Danni Ute Muster things are happening. You're on Danni Ute Muster. Tell us a little bit about that, because as much as it seems like a long way away, it's not really.
It's
We're
not,
all
and
on
it's going to creep up
the
so quickly. I've actually been going to the Danni muster since I was, I'm going to say, 18, 19. And that's quite a long time. And my memories of it is basically sleeping in the back of a ute in a swag, and it's covered in mud. Every year I went, it was muddy, and it was, but it was so much fun. And just the acts that you got to see, and then watching the grand final on the last day. And it's just a fun time, especially now looking at it. I can bring my family with me. It's a family event, and I'm just so excited just to see friends performing as well. The lineup is insane. It's to be a part of.
It's really good lineup.
Huge. It's huge. I actually can't believe it. Like you see, Zach Brown Band, Jackson Dean, John Williamson, Casey Chambers. It's like, and I'm personally really, really excited to see my friend Kaylee Bell perform, because I absolutely love her.
Well,
My girls.
You worked with her was it her Victorian show that you did with Kaylee?
Yeah, I did. I opened up her Melbourne show down here, and it was sold out. It was huge.
Yeah.
She's just incredible. And I actually went to the Tamworth College many years ago, in 2009, I think it was, with Kaylee is where I met her. And she's just such a huge support and inspiration just for Australian musicians. She's just a gun. I just absolutely love her.
Yeah. She goes from one strength to another. And
100%.
she looks like she does it with ease. I know it's not, and I know how hard she's working, but she doesn't look like it when she's doing it.
She makes it look so easy, but especially when you're in the industry, you know how difficult a lot of it can be. And just watching her just absolutely shine and rise and rise and rise, it's just, it's very inspirational. And she's just an absolute legend.
Absolutely. Kaz, what has Kaz said? She hasn't been to Danni. It used to yes, it did. It used to clash with the Mildura one, and Amber Lawrence is hosting. It doesn't anymore, though. Is that on anymore? The Mildura? I haven't heard of that for a while.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. No, I'm not too sure. I think Amber Lawrence is hosting the Danni muster. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think Mildura runs anymore. I don't know. Let us know, Kaz. Or did it change dates? I've got so many festivals in my mind. Stuart said that he's hoping that you get back to Sydney this year. Speaking of touring, have you got to sing the new song on the road yet? Have you got to take it out and play it before it is released or anything?
I actually just listened to it just through I guess through my phone and putting it through the car, and it's a really surreal feeling. Like, I don't normally like listening to myself, but I really enjoyed listening to these, especially the way that they're just produced. It's really, really beautiful. And I haven't heard it on the radio yet, though, so I'm yet to hear it on the radio. That'll be that's always a really cool feeling, to hear it on the radio. So
exciting.
Yeah.
2025, we're halfway through. I don't like saying that. Have you got more music coming, more tours? What's the plans for the rest of the year?
I've got plans in place for another single to come out in a couple months' time. And it's another really special song of mine. I'm really, really excited for it. And I may have another one before the end of the year, but I'm undecided because I'm headed back to Nashville next month, and I'm going to be writing with the aim for an EP or an album. So it's either going to be an album after the next single, or it'll be a single and then an EP or album. So I'm undecided.
It's hard. It's hard to know.
It's very hard. So I'm not too sure. So I guess it just depends on how the next single will go, and that'll determine whether it's going to be another single or an EP later in the next year.
It is a hard one, but it must be so nice being able to put a body of your work together and having it on a specific, whether it's an EP or an album. It's just been nice to have that body of work together and know that's something that you've finished and accomplished, and it must be a lovely feeling to be able to do that.
I'm really excited. I've got a lot of songs, and I know I've got a lot more songs that I want to write. And I just want it to be, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and sometimes that can be a bad thing because it means that I procrastinate on putting something out because I always think I've got something better that I can write. I've got something better's in me, something better's in me. But I just want it to be a story, and then I want people to listen to it and be like, I understand who you are as a person, and also be able to relate to the songs as well. So I want them to all kind of make sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It does, absolutely. We've got so many comments coming. It's so lovely to hear from everybody. Belle has written that she can't wait to see you in the Wangaratta Festival in December.
Yes, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. I love Regfest, and I've not played the Wangaratta Festival before, so I'm really, really excited. And it's going to come up really quickly. It's just so many of these dates, and we're already in almost July, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
How do your kids and family? It must be really interesting to see them like hearing your music after you've recorded it and seeing you do all these things. Is it something that are they sort of? How do they cope with all of it? Do they take it away?
They're really funny. Sometimes, so every night I've got a song called Come Back Home, and every night they request that I sing it to them, like a verse and a chorus before they go to sleep. And then they would like to have it played on the speaker that they've got in their room, really, really low volume throughout the night. So I'm getting my streams up that way.
That's really good for your streams, yeah.
They're doing me some good or some bad, I don't know, can't tell you, but they just absolutely love it because it's written about them and they know that, and it's one of their special songs, and sometimes I can hear them singing it when they've got their little ukulele out, and they'll try and sing it back. And but they absolutely, like, they love watching me play. Sometimes they're a little bit like, if it's been a long day especially, they're not about it, they're just like, I want to go home. But anytime that I can, especially if it's at a festival and I've got some family support with me, then they're always there. Yeah, but it makes it a little bit harder when it's like a night show or something like that.
Yeah, and especially if you're on a late set, it's just a bit hard. Yeah,
definitely. So they do definitely love a good festival, that's for sure.
Starting them early, that's the main thing.
That's it.
I like how well trained they are to get your streams up. That's fantastic.
And they tell everybody at Kinder. I walked in yesterday because for some reason it came up, but they were showing photos in show and tell of our trip to Italy, and then one of the little kids came up to me and she said, I've been watching your videos. And I was like, oh gosh, what videos? And they explained that it was Come Back Home, and they've had it up on YouTube. And it's so cute. And yeah, it's really cute, especially when you hear like some of the kids ask their parents to play the song for them as well at home. And yeah, it's really nice to hear it, that people love it that much.
It is beautiful. And Belle said that please sing the song at Wangaratta. And it's your birthday. Right on your birthday, Belle. Is the festival the same day? Tell us.
I'll definitely play the song for
you. There's so many people popping in, but yeah, Stuart said he loves Come Back Home.
Thanks, Stuart.
People and Mildura, I saw before. I think Cass said it's back, but it's a different time or different. I'm not sure because I haven't heard. Oh, there we go. It's different, but it's still on. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's another one to get onto.
Definitely. Definitely.
Victoria does have some good shows, so you've got some good spots to be because everyone else has to travel to get to these ones.
Oh, I know. I'm the one normally traveling to all of these festivals, so it's nice. I've got to look at all the festivals that we got down here because there is a lot that happens. I just kind of been, I guess, living under a rock for a little while. I just haven't really heard too many of them. But yeah, there's definitely a lot down here. So
yes.
Yeah.
So you were saying earlier that you lived in Toowoomba, was it?
In Townsville. In Queensland.
And did you come to Victoria for music? Is that the reason for the move?
So I was born here in Melbourne, and my whole family are down in Melbourne. but my parents decided to move around a lot. And so I've lived in Mackay, I've lived in Townsville, and a bunch of other places, but most of my early childhood was spent in Townsville. That's where my mum and dad, they had their honeymoon on Magnetic Island up there, and then they fell in love with it and decided that they just wanted to pitch a tent up there and have a family.
Warm weather, up to the warm.
Yeah.
Come down to the cold, and it is cold at the moment.
Oh, it's freezing.
Yeah, freezing. Yeah, there was snow. It was beautiful snow on all the mountains around me today, and I thought it looks lovely. And then I went outside, and it's not nice.
You know, I love snow. I absolutely love snow, but I mostly only like snow if I'm snowboarding. I don't particularly like it any other time.
No, any other time it's just in the way, and it's cold and it's visible. But it's great for the first little bit while you're out and enjoying it, and then after that you're ready for it to just go away.
Then it's just cold. Your bones start to ache. It's not fun to play guitar when it's that cold.
I don't know how you guys do it. My fingers, like, how do you feel what you're doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I normally have a heat pack that sticks onto your clothes, and I put it either one on my leg under my jeans and one on my back, and I'll put my hand in my pocket, and it's enough to warm me up here between songs. So you got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Right, I don't know. And then in Tamworth, it's the complete other problem.
Oh. This year was a strange one, though, wasn't it? It was cold. I was in a jumper at the start of it, and then within like 3 days, I was sweating everywhere.
It got really hot. Yeah, it was quite a jump this year. And I remember last year it wasn't actually that hot either. Last year was quite good, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as this year. This year was almost unbearable.
Oh, and actually, just before we do wrap it up, I want to talk. So you did Star Maker in 2024. Is that something that's on the cards again at some point? Or
I mean, I wouldn't say no, but I've decided this year at least, and maybe next year, that I'm just going to see how I go, just organically, how I can push myself and what opportunities come from it. I've been really, really lucky. Like you said, after Star Maker, like Kaylee Bell reached out and I got her support, and I've been lucky with just a whole heap of other artists as well that have asked me to jump on their tours. Taylor Moss has had me as well, and Tom Busby from Busby Maru, and even Sammy White. It's been a massive journey, and it's been a big learning curve since Star Maker. Star Maker was fantastic for networking and getting advice from industry professionals, and I made some really, really cool friends out of it. So I wouldn't say no, but maybe not just yet.
Not yet. That's all right.
Not yet.
Now, before we do wrap it up, where can we get your latest single, and keep an eye out for all your current music or things as they're about to happen? Where's the best platform to watch for you?
I'm always active on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, J Santilli Music. As you can see, you can go on my link tree there at J Santilli Music, and you can find anything from my bio to my merch to videos and photos and my music. And I'm also on all the streaming platforms as well, on Apple Music and Spotify and every other one that I'm sure I'm forgetting as well.
There's so many platforms. I always ask. It's a question I always ask, because some of us, like, it is so hard to do them all. So sometimes if you have a preferred one, it's good. We'll just follow this one because that's my most up-to-date one, and things like that. And Belle said that her birthday's the 6th, and the festival actually runs on the 5th and the 6th of December.
I think I am on the 5th, perhaps. So.
Perfect. That sounds like a pretty good birthday present, I reckon.
I think so. I'll be sure to play Come Back Home for you, Belle.
And Stuart said he's looking forward to hearing new music from you after you return from Nashville. Do you get to see anything when you go to Nashville riding? Because I can imagine it'd just be so full on the entire time that you're there. But
it's pretty busy. Last year when I went, I stayed for, I think it was just 2 weeks. And the first week I spent doing touristy stuff. It wasn't my first trip, so I wasn't too phased on it, but I did a lot of walking downtown and looking into the bars and stuff and listening to the live music. But then the second week I pretty much just knuckled down wrote a bunch of songs with a lot of different people. And yeah, I think this time I'm only going to be there probably just under maybe 10 days. So it's just predominantly going to be just a writing trip for me, which is still cool. I'm a little bit nervous to be going over there, but it's going to be fun.
Lots of fun. And yeah, by the time you fly there, adapt to the change of time zone, and then write all the time. You'll be back here before you know it. It will just fly.
Exactly. No, I can't wait. I'm really excited.
Are you going in with lots of ideas and starting? Have you already sort of started some of them?
I've got a lot of notes in my phone and top liners and things like that I'm hoping that Noah connects with, and he's like, yep, that's cool. Otherwise we'll just see what happens organically and what comes off the top of our brains. But
I love writing sessions for that. I love just hearing what comes out of them. And it's never what you think.
No. You can go in with one idea and you come out with something completely different.
Completely different. Like what the idea originally was, and then what it ends up being completely nothing to do with each other. It's funny, isn't it?
Exactly.
One of the exciting things about writing.
Yep. I can't wait. I absolutely love it. And it's also a good challenge for me as well, because co-writing is a very new thing for me, because I always did solo writing. I never really did it with anybody else. And then I started doing co-writing a couple of years ago, and I found it really, really hard to let myself just be vulnerable and share my thoughts and feelings with other people, and afraid of judgment and saying something silly and whatnot. But it's taken a little bit of time, and I've found my people that I can, feel comfortable with and trust. And yes. When we work together, like I said earlier, it's just, it's a magical feeling to make something like that. So, yeah.
And it's also really good for your daughters to see you doing that when it is that hard and that vulnerable 100%. Side. It's good for them to see and know that it's okay to do those things and push yourself.
Definitely. And just to feel like, what you're feeling and what you're thinking, you shouldn't ever be really ashamed of feeling it or thinking it. And it's always good to get those emotions and those feelings out, even if it just means writing it in a notepad. Like, diaries used to be a thing for a lot of people. And I
losing and not being able to get back into it because
exactly.
You learn to pick a lock with a hair clip.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's really cool. Like when I said it earlier, like my girls, when they're just sitting down in their playroom with their little ukulele, a lot of the time when they're trying to be artists and make songs, they're always singing about their family. They'd be like, I love my family and it's okay to be unique. And, I absolutely, like, none of it will make sense, but it's what they're thinking inside and what they're feeling inside. And I think it's really, really beautiful. So I hope that they never lose that and things just completely flow. Like,
yeah. And I love that Cameron had just said, growth begins where comfort ends. That is so true.
100%.
So true. I have to actually remind myself, sometimes, that the most important conversations are the ones that you don't want to have, or the ones that you're too frightened, that you're nervous to have. And they're the ones that are more important. And that's the exact same thing. You don't grow from it if you don't push yourself. So
no, that's it. True.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I'm sorry we've gone over time, but thank you so much for chatting with us. And
no, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Anytime. Now, guys, make sure, if you haven't already heard it, go and have a listen to Rewind. And if not, tell us what you think if it's the first listen, and pop it into your playlists if you can. That would be wonderful.
Please do.
We'll see you all next week. Have a great week.
Bye.
But we just rewind till it hurts right, starting from the first kiss.